Schedule appointments. At this point, I'd like to introduce or ask representatives of the Richie Brothers Auctioneers to come up, and they have a presentation for us. And I'll let Scott introduce the other members of the team. Welcome.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman and Councilors, my name is Scott Lennon with Richie Bros Auctioneers. Hopefully that'll stay. I'm joined here today with Steve O'Duggan, our area manager, who lives in the Boston area and is in charge of all of our sales and our territory managers for the New England area. And also Ben Swanson, who's our development manager from Dallas, Texas. I'd like to give a brief overview of our company, our sales process, and how we do business, and just kind of broad strokes of what we're proposing in Hooksett. We've got a bit of a PowerPoint here that we're going to fire up, and we'll kind of talk through that. I'll take a portion of it, and Steve will take a portion, and then Ben will take a portion. As we're getting that going, we've distributed some of our marketing materials. Hopefully you folks have had a chance to take a look at it. Explains a little bit about our company and our process, a little bit about our approach to business and market share. So we'll go ahead and start out here. Our first piece of the PowerPoint. We're actually just I'm going to go ahead and talk about our mission statement, our company history, our global footprint. Steve O'Duggan is going to talk about the sales process and auction day. You know, what is an auction day and what does that look like? Ben's going to be talking about our auction facilities, our environmental procedures, traffic patterns, and Ben's also going to be talking about the economic impacts, kind of what we bring to the table. And then I'll be talking a little bit about auction participations, and we can do some questions at the end. We're a very open and transparent company, so feel free to ask whatever questions you want there. So just starting out with our mission. We are a publicly held company, and so our mission statement is we create compelling business solutions that enable the world's builders to easily and confidently exchange equipment. A little bit about our company history. Our founder actually originally started out selling furniture in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. And the short story is he had a $2,000 banknote. He had taken over his furniture business, him and his two brothers, from their father. And they couldn't pay the banknote, quite simply. They had a recommendation by a family friend, have an auction. And so the story goes is they advertised very extensively in their hometown of Kelowna, and they held an auction in 1958 and sold all of the furniture at their furniture store. And the light kind of went on after that success story, and they said, hey, we can do this, and we can do this on a larger scale with equipment, backhoes, bulldozers, bobcats, items from the agricultural, construction, transportation, marine industries. So really the company started and grew from there. In 1969, opened up our first U.S. offices in the state of Washington. Our evolution there, 1987, expansion into Europe, Australia, Asia, Mexico, Middle East. In 1998, we had our first year of $1 billion of what we call gross auction proceeds. That's how we kind of gauge our sales success. And so our acronym there is GAP, G-A-P. In 1998, we went public as a company, and we expanded into Africa. 2003, 2008, we hit the $3 billion mark of gross auction proceeds, and then 2011 last year, even with a down and recovering economy, we did $3.4 billion of gross auction proceeds. So just talk a little bit about our global footprint. We are the world's largest industrial auctioneering company. We've got 110 locations wrapped around the globe, and 40 of those being permanent auction sites, where we actually hold and host these auctions. As I had mentioned before, traded on both the Toronto and New York Stock Exchange. I'm going to flip it over to Steve O'Duggan here, and he's going to talk a little bit about our sales process.
I'm just going to speak up a little louder. As Scott pointed out earlier, the business was founded by Dave Richie in a time of need, and he's just a basic, simple guy, and he's directed people just like me, who I was at one point a Richie Bros customer. Our whole model is we treat people fair and honestly, which in a world of construction equipment is very similar to a used car salesman. It's a fraught with difficulty and strange little deals. And we're unique in the industry where our goal is we have a customer with a need, and we want to end with that customer being a friend of ours to be a continued customer. And that's grown this business by that basic model just over through the years. So my job's actually quite a privilege to have it. We have three territory managers who report to me, and we deal around with our friends in the construction industry, the trucking industry, the forest industry. And each relationship we have, we'll do business, and we maintain friends, and that's how our business has been built. It's basically it's honesty, fair dealing, you treat people the way you want to be treated, and it's just stuff the kindergarten teacher taught you. So what we're consigned to do, or our job is, we find people who know us and who don't know us, and we assist them on getting the equipment they need for the projects they have. It might be selling something or buying something. And that keeps us pretty much busy throughout most of the day. We are involved in, we catalog the equipment, sign it up, bring it to our auction yards. The main base of our business, which is different than any other auction company, is when a piece of equipment comes to our yard, it's going to sell that day. The favorite question people have is, well, what if it sells? What if it goes for nothing? And that is the basis of our business. We want people to come there because they're going to get that piece what they think is a great deal. And everyone's idea of a deal is different. If you were going to go buy a brand new Mercedes and the Mercedes dealer told you that car was going to cost $150,000, and you go to Ford and you sign a nice Ford Focus and it's $32,000, that's a heck of a deal. But if they're going to sell that car and you're looking in the used marketplace and you're going to go to say buy that used Ford that you had, and your dealer is going to tell you, well, I'll give you $12,000 on a trade on that, that seems like the best of deals. However, someone maybe not quite in your financial status would like to buy that car with 30,000 miles on it. To them, a $20,000 number is a hell of a good deal to them. Sorry about that. But that's, so everyone is coming for a deal, but everyone's perception of a deal is different. And as long as we get enough people to come to our auctions who know it's fair and know there's owners aren't going to bid and everything's going to sell on sale day, they'll devote a day to come to our auctions. And that's very, very simple process has built this company from selling furniture to being the largest industrial auctioneers in the world over the course of about 50 years. And we take that really serious. We want to be the honest, straight people that we know we can be, and we take a lot of pride in them. Let's go to the next one there. I'll walk you through our little auction, our sale day process. And it's not just me and my three guys. There's 300 of us throughout the world. And we all have customers who do business everywhere. So our site here in New Hampshire hopefully will be from a big swath of all over the country. The way our process works is between 2 and 3 weeks before the auction, the equipment starts showing up to the yard. And in that time, it gives we can change seats, fix glass, polish them up a little bit, do some minor repairs to the equipment that we think will make that thing sell and show real well on sale day. And when it gets into our yard, we have an extensive team that comes and takes pictures and does a bunch of information, and that put somewhere 150 pictures up on the internet. And that allows people who are, when we finish with that. So the equipment gets to the yard between 2 and 3 weeks before the yard. Sometimes it shows up to about a week before the yard. And then we take great pride in making our auction site sales look as organized as possible. As I mentioned to someone earlier, this business is kind of chaotic, and if we can make it look clean and simple from the outside, they understand that our processes back of us are clean and simple too. So we really take a pride in it. Hopefully you guys will come and see it because we're almost fanatical on how neat everything wants to be. We're lucky that Dave Richie has recently retired. He still comes to these sales sites, and he's very specific on how he wants everything shown. We still have what we call the day per day checklist. Someone like me is to act like Dave and make sure that everything is perfect for everyone involved. So 3 weeks out, the equipment comes, and as equipment keeps coming out, we post this information on the internet. And that allows our buyers to say, well, I'm interested in that piece, and they'll actually fly out to the site, anywhere between 3 weeks prior to the day of the sale. They tend to do their inspections and kick the tires. When you're spending $100,000 on a piece of equipment, you kind of want to look at it, make sure it starts and walks and talks. We have found recently on the internet, about 1/3 of our buyers actually go home and buy on the internet, but 2/3 still come to the auction site that day. It's actually kind of a lot of fun. So we line up marshal our equipment, register all our bidders. Sale day starts at normally 8 o'clock in the morning, and we start rolling these equipment across our ramp. Richie Bros started the ramp sale because that allows us to keep all of our people in one seat. They're warm, they're cool, they have drinks to drink, and the equipment goes right in front of them. And that way they can also know it runs too. One of our primary cores in our business is to have fun, and we think at the auction, if we're having fun, our customers have fun, they enjoy themselves, and it is a lot of fun. At the auctions, we have catering, we have bathrooms, we have parking. We try to take a real big pride to make sure the whole thing goes off without a hitch. We're going to speak to our sales staff right now. Our sale in our site in Hartford, our current site in Hartford, Connecticut, is not quite as large as one of our permanent sites. It's a temporary site, if you will, for 5 years. We're very encouraged to our site up here in New Hampshire due to locations and the ability to grow and the view alongside of the highway. It's much more centrally located towards our main business, if you will. And so we're basing our Maryland view on how we see this auction site building up. In Maryland, we have about 15 full-time staff that work all year round. At sale day, or around sale day, normally it's about 3 weeks prior and 2 weeks after, we ramp up to about 35 part-time staff helping us with catering and cooking and parking and the rest of our operations. In Maryland, we do 5 sales a year. We'd like to see that here. We're imagining our first couple of years to be 2 or 3. But as we grow this up, I think you'll find we're pretty nice people to do business with. Around the sale days, this is what I like to do, because again, I love to talk, not over microphones, so I'm kind of hard of hearing. But all our customers come in, and they're customers and our friends, and we go out for dinner, and we play around, and we show them things around. And it's a great place for us to, again, build up that relationship we have with these people and kind of show them a good time. And we just think this site here in New Hampshire is going to be great. I'm looking forward to the early spring sales when the ski mountains are up, so we can take our customers skiing up there and go hiking or whatnot. So hopefully it will be a nice little spot up here, and we are looking forward to it. I think this is a great location and a great town, and hopefully you'll appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve. I'll go ahead and flip it over to Ben Swanson here.
All right, thanks. This here, I'm going to show you a little bit, kind of the progression when we build these auction facilities. This is kind of 3 different views, and what we do is we try to go in somewhere and prove it up. And so we get in there, we kind of the model is to lease it, put in some improvements to the site, build a business, and as the business continues to grow and everything improves, then we begin to invest more and more over time into the site. So see in the top of this picture is it's from our Salt Lake City site, which we built 3 years ago or so, and that's a tent setup where what Steve was talking about with the customers sit in one place and then the equipment moves across to the front. That they would all be within that tent, and then you'll see there's it's kind of hard to tell, but there's a white board in the background with the orange border on the top. Yeah, great. That's the ramp. So all the equipment goes across right there, and right exactly. So the equipment, you can see all the equipment